In this video, we're going to continue to talk about potential risk arguments that you can make about your business that can help your broker drive your premium down by negotiating with underwriters and expressing to the underwriter the true nature of your business. First one is layoffs or lack of sane. Obviously, when employees are fearful for their jobs, when they think layoffs are coming, they are much more likely to bring a workers' compensation claim that may be fraudulent or exaggerated. This is well known in the industry. So, if, in fact, you are in an industry that has suffered layoffs but you have not and you don't expect to, this is important to convey to the broker so that the broker can make that argument to the underwriter that you are a better risk and the underwriter should look at you more positively in that light. Or, if you have had layoffs in the past, you should convey to your broker and let your broker make the argument to the underwriter that the layoffs are over, that you've actually turned the corner and you're starting to hire people again. That's a very good argument to calm the underwriter's concern. Furthermore, you can actually take that argument a little bit further because a lot of times when employers have layoffs, they pick, of course, the bad apples to lay off. And if they decide to hire people back that used to work for them, they usually hire back the good employees who are less likely to bring workers' compensation claims. So you can actually turn it into a positive. But you should discuss these issues with your broker to help your broker make the arguments. Next up is a wellness program. Many employers have implemented wellness programs to help on the health insurance side, to help the employees improve their health overall and hopefully reduce the long-term cost of health insurance as well. Well, it's been shown that the existence of wellness programs has a corollary positive impact on workers' compensation claims. In fact, studies have shown that it's estimated that there's about a 9% average reduction in workers' compensation claims costs if the employer implements a wellness program compared to an employer that has no wellness program. So if you have implemented a wellness program, it's important to convey that to the broker so that the broker can make that argument as well. Next up, above average wages for the class. If you have higher wages than your industry generally, you can be paying an excessive amount of premium as a result of that. Now, typically, an underwriter will determine how many employees you have working for you and do the division between the number of employees and the total payroll to find out what the average wage is. But this is not always done. It's important to make it very clear, very explicit. And so, for example, if you have employees who are making an average of, say, $60,000, and in your industry the average is $40,000, if the underwriter doesn't know that you are paying more to your employees, the underwriter might simply look at your total payroll and assume that you're paying average wages, assume that you have more employees than you actually do, and you will pay a higher premium as a result of that. By conveying to the underwriter that in fact you pay higher wages, and so for every $10,000 of payroll, you actually have much lower exposure, fewer employees for that payroll, the underwriter should make the adjustment and your premium should go down accordingly. Next, training of employees. Obviously, every firm is different with regard to training, the extent, the duration, the type of training, and it's very important to convey through your broker to the underwriter exactly what training you have put in place. The extent, the duration, the number of hours, the subjects that are talked about, the enforcement of attendance. All of these issues are very important to convey to the underwriter. Can it help the underwriter look at you in a more positive light compared to the average business in your industry? And again, because it is so different for every firm, the details matter a lot in this area. Experience of employees. I mean, study after study shows that more experienced employees have fewer claims, logically. And so it's very important for you to convey to the underwriter through your broker if you have more experienced employees. And there are a number of ways that you can measure this, that your employees may have more certifications than the average employer in your industry. It could be that they've been working for you longer than the average. Maybe you have employees, a core base that have worked for you for 10 years. For example, you might have 70% of your employees who have been working for you for 10 years, and so they know their job so well they're much less likely to get injured. Anything that can help convey the fact that your employees are more experienced than employees might typically be in your industry can help lower your premiums. And the last, of course, experience of management. You can include in the submission, you can provide to the brokers biographies of top management. You can talk about the experience of management in the industry. You can talk about awards won by the firm to recognize good management. Anything that can help build the argument for the broker that management is more experienced than the average in the industry can help you lower your premiums.